Hi, after watching this video, you will be successfully drawing dynamic poses. So make sure to watch till end. I will also draw 3 poses with you. You will be able to find ways in which you can make your original dynamic poses, which looks like, well, the pose. I am sure you will learn something new. Let's go. First, draw a stick figure resembling the pose. Now make a rough pose by basic shapes. It's okay if it is not perfect. So, I am drawing a boy kicking in air, with one leg on ground. Make sure that your pose have curves. Since the boy is leaning backward, there will be a curve around his waist, like this. Having curves in your poses is one of the most effective way to show that a pose is dynamic. So keep this in mind to make much curves as possible while drawing a dynamic pose, and this is the first learning point. Now that our skeleton for pose is complete, we will move on to lining the pose. But before that, make sure to make minor adjustments that are required. If you are making pose digitally, reduce the opacity of the layer before lining, and if you are making on paper, use eraser to lighten the skeleton of pose. Now finally line your pose carefully and neatly for best results. I have mentioned tricks to draw dynamic poses more effectively in the next 2 poses, so don't miss them, guys. And with all that, our first pose is complete. Do you like it? So first, we will begin by drawing a simple arc as a base for skeleton. Now, we will draw shapes for chest, waist and bottom, followed by cylinders for thigh and leg. I am drawing a boy jumping in air, with his hands and legs spread out and is facing upward. As we did in our previous pose, we have made his body curved, since he is leaning backward. After completing the skeleton of the pose, we have to lighten it up, so that it does not look messy when we are finished lining. Now comes the time for other pro tip. Never add any details to the pose like shades and hairs until you have completed lining, or else you will be diverted and may not be able to give your full effort at one place. Fast forward. I have mentioned the most important trick for drawing dynamic poses in the last pose. It will help a lot. With that, our second pose is completed. After drawing arc for pose, divide the lining components for shoulders, chest, waist and bottom, which is the third most important and helpful trick that can help you to make your poses more accurate and easy to make. Let's quickly finish drawing the skeleton. While lining, we will make sure to show the curve, since he is leaning backward. Now comes time to add details, including his abs and chest. Like and subscribe if you learned something new. Bye.